Hello, this video is not sponsored. This set is called Home Greenhouse and it comes with 1,428 pieces. The retail price is $75 US, but I got mine for less than $60 thanks to the very common coupons and sales both on their own website and on Amazon. As has been the case with every single set from this brand so far, a lighting kit is included and fully integrated in. I'm right now powering it from a USB, just external power bank, but that's just for the sake of my own convenience for doing the reviews. They also have a battery box included. Batteries themselves are not included, but it just uses 3 AAA batteries. There are 2 main ways to access the interior of the greenhouse. You can remove this entire wall very easily. It's just attached with a couple of studs to be able to see right down inside of there. And I will show you all the detail in there with the lights turned all the way up. But I wanted you to see just the kind of the feeling and the aura that you get looking inside of here with its own natural lighting and with lights dimmed in your space. You can also remove the entire roof. It's not even attached to anything. It's just sitting there. That makes it even easier to see all the little details, all the little plants that you build up. Before I turn my lights back on, here are just a few more views, including around the back where it looks a little bit different because they have a very bluish light in this space to represent a specialized grow light. And here's what it looks like from the minifig entrance and kind of looking through the door down to the interior. All right, let's take a look at everything that's here. I might as well start on this side because we're already here. The very first thing that you build in this set is the base, and you build the whole thing, the full expanse of it. It is a minimum of 3 plates thick. So it's dense and it's much heavier than expected. It's also a little bit larger in its expanse than I expected. And you've got a little bit of tiering around the outside. This is intended to be in the farm life sub-theme. So it's intended to kind of sit by itself just amongst terrain in general. It's not intended to be modular and fit into a grid system with the base. They have a wide variety of colors and textures, including sand green, regular green. There's a little bit of dark green around this, not too much. Bright green, a lot of olive green, a couple of grays in here as well, and some printed pieces. Like that stone right there is printed, and so is that one. This is intended to feel like it uses some reclaimed materials, not a whole lot, but some, and like it's been going for a while. It's not a fresh construction. It's all clean, but this space has been used for some time. So not everything is completely trimmed up. You've got some plants growing back here that might represent weeds, perhaps. I'm not sure. This right here. This specifically, they say in the instructions, this represents a bougainvillea vine. I don't see that here myself, but I'm okay with that. As I was building this, I got the feeling, and this is purely subjective, but I got the feeling that this is like very light fantasy because there are a lot of things that are almost realistic, but not quite. And I'm good with that. But I think that if you're a stickler for details and you need accuracy, you need things to be right per the real world, definitely there are some things that aren't going to entirely make sense here. And I'll call out some of those and you can decide for yourself. This looks nice though. I love the overall shape of it. How it was built is very simple with just a couple of large coral pieces and then a bunch of these bent bar pieces with the stud at the end, a few different colors of leaves and some white cherries in there as well. These are supposed to represent marigolds. And you can see some transplanting was going on over here. Like this clearly shows that whoever built this knows what they're doing. They've experienced these spaces or they've studied them really carefully because these little corners exist around greenhouses and home gardens. A lot, ones that have been around for a while. You got the little table over here for transplanting seedlings. You've got some of the original little cheap plastic cups that some of the plants come in, pots around, things in different states. We got I think this is supposed to be a stack of pots over here, but it might just be a specialized tall one. But it feels right to me, and the density of detail in there feels very. I can almost smell the ichor, the evaporation of water in this space. Speaking of water, you got a small hose up here with it's a whip piece recolored into blue, and I don't know if that's supposed to represent just the hookup or like a fan style wand on the end of it. Over here is a step ladder that's made with metallic silver color. You can see more of the printed stones. There are going to be more to see. This is just a little cart. You can put whatever you want in there, but right now it's just holding a couple of pumpkins, all yellow colored, recolored bucket there. Another little water space over here for washing things out, and just a little bit of water down in there. It's showing that water's coming out right now. It's just a nice little space. More prints over here. Prints all the way around these planter boxes as well, representing some nice treated wood, some treated outdoor lumber with either a tinted stain or a paint around it. Some of these things, again, are specifically listed in the instructions as being a specific type of plant. So this is supposed to be garlic right here. You've got cabbage back here. That makes sense. You got some sort of lettuce here. Maybe it's a romaine that's a little bit overgrown, but all that looks pretty good to me. And then you have this planter here. Well, those are supposed to be carrots, but what are these supposed to be? Is that like one of those decorative painted the purple colored cauliflower, or is it grape hyacinth, or are you supposed to use your imagination? And then what is this? I have no idea what this is supposed to be. Maybe they had some specific ideas with it, but I'm just not seeing it. Again, the whole thing feels like just a little bit of light fantasy to me, even where they go for a little bit of realism. I feel like it works best if you look at it that way. As you know, this is an especially happy space where the figures live. This is the pumpkin vine up on the top. So you see one pumpkin is up there. These things better be strong to be holding up that much weight. I love the use of the cool yellow color for the flowers for this vine, because it's a very common color for squash and melons. Some accommodations for some birds and their needs over here. So hummingbird feeders, and also a little bird house has been put up on a tall pole. This is supposed to represent daylilies. Yeah, nah, you really have to use your imagination for that, because they're just kind of generic flowers. But that's okay. That's okay. They're trying. This is supposed to be corn, and nah. Again, you definitely have to use your imagination. I've never seen. I've seen dwarf corn, but not with big ears and not growing vertically. That's just not how it goes. But it's okay. So it's okay. So this is just extra here. I should have mentioned. There's no space in the set right now for this to fit, but you could swap it out. You could swap this into here, change them out. They just give you more planter and more plants because they easily could have left this out. I don't understand. Why they could have a little bit more profit per set if they just left this out. Nobody would be saying, if only this set came with one more planter that I could swap in. Nobody would ask that, except now that I've said it, now somebody will ask that. So again, this on the back, when you pull it off, I'll spend most of my time showing you the interior from the top looking down. I don't know what that's supposed to represent. Maybe they had a specific type of plant in mind, but you can clearly see peppers back there and the tomatoes, with the tomatoes themselves being at different levels of ripeness. This floor is great. I can smell it. It's terracotta bricks. I can smell it. We'll look at the details more again from the top. Some of that is printed, some of it is not. Nice classic piece right here. That's not intended to come down. I don't think, but this is just such a nice texture to have right there for the little setup for germinating seedlings over here. You've got the nice large white sink as well. Some space for people doing cuttings on the inside. Again, we'll get back to the interior details, but it's nice to have that easy access. So this is the battery box. This is the 3 AAA battery box. Second time that I've seen this particular box in sets from them. Most of the bigger sets I've seen have the 3 AA battery box. Here's the connector right here. So you're just intended to run that over to the power distribution box. Again, I'm just using a USB power bank right now because it's just way more convenient than having to unscrew the safety screw on the other side and change out batteries all the time. That's just for my production purposes. And then because electrical stuff is going on back here, they've got the electrical box as well. The electrical service box. So that has a meter inside of it. And there's also a print on the glass bit there. Notice the light on this side is bluish. It's not even cool white. It's bluish. It's representing a specialized grow light. Looking across the aisle to the other side, just a different view of some of the stuff that we saw. And now you can see a little bit more of this table. The light here is, it's overexposing on camera. It's overexposing this area right here, but looking at it in person, it's really not that bad. I set the overall lighting to be able to show the detail, the overall camera settings so that you can see the details on the inside. But that one area where you've got the white and you've got the diffused light, LED light up above it, it's like a light bar element, looks overexposed, but in reality, our eyes very quickly adjusts to that, and we can see all the color in there. Just had to cover that. There's drainage down here because this is a wet edge of the space. You've got some nice ornamentals growing over there. Nice print there. And then here's a better look at the floor, which, like I said, is like terracotta brick and stone. It's really just terracotta bricks in different colors. Now, there are two different styles of prints. There's a 2x4 and a 2x3, and then that's mixed in with some regular tiles in the nougat color and some jumpers, as well as how they did that going all the way across. And it just makes for a really, really nice finish. Also, I believe that this is pad printed, not UV printed, but it's a very thick ink that they used, and it has a matte finish to it, which is nice. And then rotating around to the other side, there's a better look at this corner that we didn't see before. These upper plants are supposed to represent pitcher plants. The shape is kind of suggested there, but again, it's a stretch. You really have to use your imagination for that. I'm assuming that that's a cactus down there, a representation of a cactus on the right. On the left, I don't know, a sedum, a euphorbia, a sempervirens that's just about to go into seed, is about to start flowering. I'm not exactly sure. Probably succulents down there, and it's just a top view here. You can really see that bluish tinge up here, but it's a whitish blue. There's probably a lot of ultraviolet in that spectrum too, I would expect. Although nothing's really showing a lot of glow, interestingly. But yeah, just wanted to finish showing you the other side. Finally, here's what it looks like without lights. I know some people have talked about not wanting to install lights in sets like this, or not wanting to run the lights. So this is the experience that you get if you take that route. Obviously, one of the beauties of a greenhouse, a proper greenhouse depicted like this, is that it has a whole lot of light incursion, and us huge figures from the outside can take advantage of all those windows to look inside, even if there isn't lighting, artificial lighting from the inside. So it's actually not that bad, but I personally feel like a whole lot of the value of this entire brand's offerings is lost if you don't put the lights in there. Other people I've spoken to who are not that familiar with brick systems and everything, very first thing that they like when they see this on, or any of these sets on, is the lighting. It makes such a difference. But like I said, if you don't want to run the lights, you can build this without putting the wiring in there. Almost everything can be placed exactly as shown without hooking any of that up. Last and possibly least, this is the only figure included, and I do apologize for being repetitive in this part of the videos, but folks who don't watch every single video are always going to be asking the same questions. Same size as the leading brand, the hairpiece is compatible with them. This company is not able to make things that look like the leading brand's figures because of trademark protection there. So they have to make something that is legally distinct. If you don't like these types of figures, that's perfectly fine. I completely understand. If you do like the figures, that's great. They do have articulation. You can rotate the wrists. You can move the arms up and down. The legs are able to move independently. And there's also waist articulation, and you can turn the heads. Again, the suggested retail price of this set is $75 US. Anytime that you are interested in purchasing something from this brand, be sure to check their own website as well as Amazon to see if one of them has a full-time coupon available where you just add it to your cart and you immediately save like 15 or 20 or 25% off of it. If anything is only at regular retail price, doesn't have any discount on it, consider using the coupon code JANG. I am not a salesperson for the company, but I am a member of their affiliate program. If you use my affiliate link down in the video description, either for this brand itself or for Amazon or for anybody, I could make a small, very small little commission, which would just be invested ultimately back into keeping the lights on in the studio and also getting more of these sets to review for you. So absolutely no pressure there. Please do not buy anything that you don't want. But if you do want to support the channel at no additional cost to you, that's one way that you can. I hope that I've done a good service here. I hope that I have shown you everything that you want to see about this set. I hope I've done so in a fair way. I hope that I've got enough critique in here as well as the gushing, because I personally, I find this to be so charming, and it's much larger and more significant. There's more to it than I personally expected. The box is completely filled. When you get the box for this, there's no airspace in it. It's very, very efficient. A whole lot of stuff. It takes a long time to build it. I think it took me like, was it 5 hours, I think, on Twitch, which actually isn't that bad. I was moving at a pretty decent pace, but it's a lot of stuff. I wasn't dilly-dallying along the way. It's a lot of details. It's very cheery. I do like the lights in here. Oh, you know what? I did fail. I did fail to mention one thing about the wiring. I said I was going to do it, and I forgot to. There are a couple spots in here where the wires get pinched a little bit from the outside. Not through anything structural, not through anything that requires strength to be applied, but just a few of these outside tiles do have wires that go past them, past their edges, or past their corners, where the wire isn't able to fit all the way underneath. And I don't understand that, because this company has a whole system of tiles and plates and bricks for carefully routing wires, like this one down here that's got the channels in it, so you don't have any pinching whatsoever. That was odd to me. You don't do any addition of wiring until more than halfway through. I want to say you get all the walls up before the wires start to go in, because it mostly just runs around the top, does not go through the floor, except for right here around the edge. But yeah, I do apologize for not catching that and talking about that earlier. But thank you for making it to this point in the video. That was something that just bugs me a little bit. I don't have any concern about durability or that it's going to cause problems over time, but I wish that they would be 100% consistent with the use of their channel bricks and tiles and plates, so that never is a wire pinched at all whatsoever. Thanks for watching though, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.